going on, everyone? It's your boy Cozy. A little bit of a late stream, but whatever. I slept all day today, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of work. Today's gonna be another art day, and yeah, we're just gonna be doing some more art today. What's going on, TST? There's an intro. No, I was just playing with this earlier. I just wanted to start with it, man. I should make an intro though. I like this song a lot though. It's a very nice song. A lot of chord changes though, or at least very fast. Hopefully you're doing well though, TST. Yeah, I decided to use this song today instead of the Maple Story one because I don't want to run that one too. I don't want to run that too. I don't know. Too frequently. I don't want to burn you guys out with that. All right, let's bring this back down though. But yeah, I'm very happy with the work we got done yesterday. Yesterday's was quite the productive stream. I looked at this today and I was like, ooh, that's a lot. We got a lot done here, man. Like this is sheesh. It looks like one of those things from my mecha animes. Oh man. And yeah, we're just gonna do some. We're gonna work on the solar panel that we started yesterday, but then didn't complete. I'm gonna think about more color textures. Be like me. Be in the kitchen cooking at midnight because I'm hungry. Hey man, it's kind of weird. I wake up in the middle of the night just to eat. I don't know what it is, but at night I just have to go. In the middle of the night, I have to go and eat some food. I can't escape it. So yeah, we're gonna be working on the solar panel thing today. I'm gonna try to stick actually with this color palette we have here. I needed to get some inspiration from like, let's see here. Yeah, here we go. FF7 Midgar. They do the whole tech thing pretty well. They have a lot of blues highlighting everything. But here it's like unilluminated except for like the sun. Yeah, we're gonna have like a solar panel exterior, this techie interior, and then maybe we can have like some buildings and stuff in the interior, and then like bodies of water, because why not? Have some cool depth to it. Anywho. But yeah, let me move this out. Also, I realized I have like this camera zoomed in a lot, don't I? I used to have it zoomed a bit further out, but it is what it is. So let me just get situated and then we're gonna get started on some work. So we have this color palette going here. And we started on this yesterday. I don't like how it looks, I'm gonna be real with you. So I might just like scrap it. And instead we're gonna use some more colors from here. And let that guide us in our decisions. And before I do anything else, let me just build out the color palette. Let me just get rid of all the colors here. Oh. Okay, and this we're not in index mode, so that's good. So we add you. You already added. We add you. We add you. It's kind of crazy to think we only used 4 colors for this entire thing yesterday. And I think we used it pretty well. I'm actually quite happy with it. So we're going to just use this again today and see where this takes us. I think I'm still going to do the whole macro grid thing, but I think we're going to use a brighter color for the exterior and then have the solar panels be dark. like so. In fact, maybe I should even just do this first. Honestly, I almost feel tempted to make this 124 by 124 as well. Thank you, Rodline. I'm glad you dig it, man. I'm glad you respect the CRT. It's not that big of a pain, honestly. Like, most of my setup is meant to be very, it's meant to be very much attuned for this kind of thing, to maximize screen space, so it's actually not a painful thing to do. So let me try using this today. I don't know why this is being weird with me. The only problem is that this doesn't have a scroll button. If I had a button here to zoom in and zoom out. Oh my goodness, I have a button. I can just use the... Oh, it's over. It's over. I'm just gonna use this then. Oh, that's beautiful, dude. That's exactly what I needed. Yeah, but like I was saying, I'm feel a little tempted to maybe make this be 128 by 128 as well. It's a lot of repeating pattern stuff though, so maybe it's not even worth doing that, but I don't know, I feel inclined, so maybe I'll just do that. Change canvas size, sprite canvas size. Okay, and can we recenter? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I think I'm not gonna use full black, but we're just gonna use this. The fact that this is centered might be to our advantage. We'll find out. Okay, why are you doing this to me? I might have to just change my keyboard, my mouse coordinate space. But yeah, I'm actually pretty happy with the work we got done yesterday. And it's starting to feel more like the game is starting to have its identity. And we're starting to have a vision for what the final product's gonna look like. And then, as for this, kind of prematurely got rid of these colors. Let me put something here, put something here. Yeah, that's kind of the only color options we have. Okay, so how are we going to do these cells for the grid? I don't want to do just a normie solar panel that just has squares for it. I think I might do something where we have some kind of diamond pattern intersecting here. Or maybe use something like this in between. And then we can have potentially like the inside be dithered. How does that look? I think that could be promising. Let me yoink this. We're gonna make a brush out of it. Control B to make a brush. If I zoom out, I should be able to... Okay. Oh, it's because I have the symmetry mode on, don't I? Yeah, symmetry mode's not going to work for this. It's not going to work. I have to turn off my symmetry options first, and then I should be able to... Yeah, okay. Here we go. Nice, and now I can fill this in the way I want to. And if you want to be... Ooh, my goodness. See, that's the issues from using an odd coordinate system for your keyboard. There we go. We can just fill this in. The thing I don't like is that we have like these little residual edges. It's not a perfect match for this. That does bother me a little bit. So I'm not sure what we're gonna do here. I could do a thing where we align from the destination. We can do this, and then I can start the pattern here, so that at least when there is that little issue, it happens, the offset happens here. But I'm not sure. What are you doing? I'm making a texture for a game right now. Teach them what are you doing? I mean, there's not really much to teach. I'm just doing it. I am calling out some of the shortcuts like Control B to make a brush and stuff like that, but this is mostly just showing the process. Okay, let's do something here. What if I just make, instead of subdivide the quadrants, I just do this? And that actually fits pretty well. And if it fits well there, it's going to fit well here. If it fits well there, it's going to fit well here. Yeah, I'm going to show you the game in a second, guys, so you can actually get a bit more context as to what I'm doing here and why I'm doing the things the way I'm doing them. Oh, I can change between the color palette. Oh, that's actually really nice. We're just learning a bunch of shortcuts today, aren't we? Though I'm afraid I have to use the mouse to be able to shrink down the size. But that's all right. We can live with that. But yeah, the game we're working on. Yesterday we did this other texture, and we can see it in game. And now we're making some new shells. So you can see all that. This is the texture from yesterday that we made. And now we're making the other layers for this game, so that it can feel a bit more coherent, and we can start making this, figuring out how levels are going to look like. So we're making a very tech world level first, and then we're going to make a winter level, I'm thinking. So we're doing mostly asset creation. Probably this week, honestly. Asset creation and some designing as well for UI stuff. And then before we go back to programming this game. $1,000. What's going on here? I worked doing art for coin op arcade bars from 96 to 2010. I remember that art department getting these amazing huge 21-inch monitors. That's crazy, Rodline. So you're an OG. You're an original. That is insane. Out of curiosity, is there any games you worked on that I may perchance have seen or played as a youngin? Let's see here. This definitely is not a 20-inch monitor, though. This is a quite. Actually, I'm not sure. Maybe I should measure it. Also, I just realized this is off by 1. This is off by 1. There we go. Are we good? Okay, there we go. I was using the circle pattern by accident. That should fix it. Okay. Should be good there, good there. Okay, nice. Now for the solar panel thing. still think if I want to have any line arrays like this. Because I think the only way to evenly partition it is like in twos in this fashion. But no. Hey, what's going on, Sasha? It's been a while. It's good to see you. Thank you, Shaggy. I'm glad you dig it. It's off by 1, 2. Is it really? Top right. Wait, this one's... 1 second. You're still off. Oh my friggin' goodness. Honestly, I should just do... You know what I should do? Actually, I wonder... Because this might be just easier. Oh, but I want this to be... I want this to be actually aligned in a very particular way. So I can't... I was going to make a background that's just filled, like bucket tool, and fill it with a pattern, but I don't think that's going to work the way I want it to. Oh, you can just press Control B and it'll do this. That's actually quite nice. It's quite nice. Okay. We're gonna try this again. Actually, I did the wrong thing. There we go. I think the most dev we're gonna do today, or the only amount of dev I'm gonna allow myself to do is shader coding. Because I think I'd still put that in the category of assets. Like, yeah, it requires some technical know-how, but I don't know, shaders just feel different. They feel more in the... They're not like application logic, or they're not complex, or... That's something different in my book. I mean, they can be very complex if you're doing stuff like the custom lighting pipeline and whatever, but we're not doing that. We're just making simple one-off shaders. I want to make a shader that's going to create an outline effect for the control map for these guys, so that it's not like there's just an abrupt change, but rather it feels like, oh no, this intentionally ended where it ended. Okay. So we have this here. Actually, is this... I wonder if it's symmetrical. Can I mirror this across both axes and it'll be correct? Also, I'm realizing I've made some mistakes. I've goofed. You know what? Honestly, this might warrant having a separate layer. Yeah. Because I don't want to destructively change this. Oh, is there shortcuts for this? Control, it's Alt 4 and Alt... Oh my goodness! Oh, I can't use the Alt button. I have it mapped for my... I have it mapped already. Do I care enough? Do I actually care? Oh my goodness. We're gonna try something. We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do the fill tool, and then after that, I'm gonna make a new layer on top of this. And yeah, okay, that's still gonna manipulate workspaces, so I can't just do that. I have to actually, I'm gonna have to rebind this at some point. Ooh, I could rebind it. But no, it's fine. Cool. So this should be another layer on top of everything. Oh my freaking goodness. There we go. I have to like snipe it. What's going on? My unemployed friend on a Thursday? Still off? Oh. We live, Sasha, we're living now. We would just use a bucket till we given up. You know, this keeps happening, but maybe this crisscross applesauce pattern might not be a bad idea. It's a humongous array. And then, see, the thing is, if I do anything in here, you're gonna tell that it's off. And that's what bothers me. But hey, that's why they have tolerances in engineering, right? Or that's why chip manufacturers have like a little... It's kind of crazy. Because like, to my knowledge, the difference between a high-end and a low-end chipset is not that they don't have the same exact structure, it's that it's the number of errors that warrant disabling chip components on it, which is kind of nuts. It's like this weird, like a yield thing. Okay, let's just save this. I'm just gonna try this out. First of all, we're just gonna save it and just see how this looks in the game. Solar.png. Let's move this closer, and we should now have a few more layers here. So we have this now. Let's refresh. Here we go. I can apply my pixel preset offset. Make it 128 pixels by 128 pixels. Perfect. We can go into, I don't know, chunk or L1. Yeah, we can go to one of these bad boys. I think I have them set as in chunk 2 though. Yeah, this is where that's set. So we're gonna make, I believe, that's chunk 1. One second. What's going on? To give you an idea how old I am, our biggest game was Golf Game for Bars. You can still see it in bars at every successful game. It's a very successful game in a small niche market. That's interesting, man. I probably played it then. I remember growing up, I mean, I didn't grow up in bars, but I remember being taken to bars, and I remember playing a few different golf games. I know there's one with a trackball on it, where you have like this circular, spherical control for manipulating it. There's one for bowling, and then there's another one for golf and baseball. Not baseball, it was just golf and bowling. Okay, so we have this one. I'm gonna replace this with the solar panel. This one's gonna be replaced with our Techno metallic world thing. And then we need to supply this with the correct offset as well. So before we had a size of 0.2, this is also going to be a 0.2 size. We're going to save all these assets, and we're just going to run it and see how it looks. Did I mess something up here? I feel like I did something weird. No, this one's gonna have a bad one. I don't want that. I want this to use, I don't know, this. Okay, save it, run it. Let's see how this looks in game. What are you doing? Just work on a game, man. I'll work on some textures for a game. Nice. So you can see where the panels kind of end. Okay. This is actually not bad. This is coming together a bit. It's starting to feel like we have layers. Nice. Okay. This is actually coming together quite well. Like even with the size distortion on the X component, which we can adjust for, this is pretty good. It's a little bluish because I have like that's the fog. I have like atmospheric fog. But yeah, that's not bad. This is not bad at all. This actually works pretty well for like a cyber techno dystopic world. And then we're gonna have like cities down there, and I'm gonna use like an emissive map or something to create lighting, or to create the illusion of lighting, so that when you go to the other side of the cylinder where it gets dark, you can still see you can still, like over here, you'll be able to see lighting over there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff I need to fix, but we're getting there. How far away am I? I know we have a map here, but I need to actually show where the player is. Alright, we made it through the pocket. Yeah, in the dark side of the map. I should have like a button to enable a debug mode where I don't get hit, so I can freely go through the map. But yeah, like imagine the city down there, and then just emissive lights cutting through everything. I think that'd be cool. And then I'm gonna make a modification to the shader where any edges here, if it's the very edge, if it's next to a transparent fragment, it's gonna make itself be highlighted or outlined. And I can choose a outline color so that it can match with this, so it feels a bit more intentional. Or I can just use the control map in a very particular way, but like these edges, I'd rather make them feel more intentional. Nice. This is good though. This is good. So that's a simple one. And we can make another one. 128 by 128. We're gonna do the city stuff now. I'm really glad I implemented the ability to have emissives in this game. Are we gonna use the same color palette? Maybe. Maybe. We're gonna find out now. Hey, catch up. Trackball mentioned. Oh my goodness, I forgot, Sasha. You have the trackball mouse. What's going on, Owen? Care to explain what I'm looking at? Just layers for a game. Parker was like the number of transistors that can fail without breaking the whole chip. Yeah, exactly, Parker. I know Casey Murtry has a video where he kind of talks about like the GPU and how like a high-end one or a low-end one, or even CPUs even, like the structure of the die is actually the same. It's just a matter of like which parts have failed, and which, depending on what the yield is and how many parts of it failed, dictates if it's a high quality one and a low quality one. And the parts that are failed, like the cores that are failed or whatever, they just disable it. But structurally, they're all intended to be the same thing. It's just like this this game of yield. It's kind of interesting. It's interesting. It's what's the, like, it's like farming or something. I don't know what's the analogy that best describes how it sounds like, but that's what it seems like to me. So we're gonna do the thing again where we have we're gonna tile on both axes. So we're gonna go to view, tile mode, both axes. Nice. So that now if I draw anywhere, you can see it, make it seamless. The intention here is I was going to be making like some city architecture. That's the goal here. We're going to have some buildings. We're going to imagine what this world is going to look like. And maybe I'll start with the midtones. Honestly, you're probably going to be just using the blocks. Square. The square tool bunch. Like, it's likely all we're going to need to do. I think at most I might want to think about like roads. But in this society that's ultra technological or industrial, I think we're going to make the designs of this very utilitarian and simple. Or I don't know, maybe we can make this an urban sprawl and have some variations here and there. A Kowloon walled city type thing, maybe. Or yeah, there's a lot of technology, but it's kind of just slapped together. And like some order emerges from the chaos, but still very much chaos. Let me catch up in chat real quick, guys. Yo, it looks so clean. What? Also, I think the cloud should be layered and a little see-through because they're all different heights IRL. Well, yeah, but that's a whole thing, Sasha. I'm working on everything. Like most of the whole thing is that we've been using placeholder assets for everything, and now we're making actual assets for stuff. So the clouds are just another layer, like the things we're creating right now. And the edges, you might notice there's like a disconnect between the resolution of the actual textures versus what you see in there, and it's because we're using a combination of like the base texture plus a control map. And the control map's a bit finagly because it's like a lower res thing. It's actually higher res, it's like 512 by 512 compared to the base textures we're looping around, but the issue is that this control map is stretched around the entire cylinder, which is why you also have this weird stretching because like, I mean, I need to correct for it, but the UV coordinates one is derived from the X position and then the other one's derived from the angle. So it makes it a little tricky. That's gonna be a thing we have to fix, actually. In all honesty, that's something we need to fix. What do we do some layers? Like maybe there's some parts that are buildings that are a bit higher up and they stick out like this, a bit brighter. But yeah, I need to revise the architecture of like the shell generation because they're I only have it limited to 6, which is why there's like only one cloud layer. But I think I'm gonna make it bigger because I think we can afford. Like, I was trying to be ultra conservative because I'm designing this for mobile and I want it to run on a potato, but I think the overdraw for the cylinders is not a big deal. I think the biggest concern was the high object count, but the culling thing kind of fixes that, so I think we're in a good on that front. Alright, we have like these shapes. Let's actually give them some more intentionality now. Let me just see how this might start looking. And add some greater definition to it. I want to do the emissive thing, but windows are angled down, or they're angled tangent to the surface that the player's looking at. So I'd have to actually add some like windows or something facing upwards here, or add some like street lamps. Like if we define some streets, we can add some lights, pixels that are going to represent lights that are going to be emissive, and we can use that for that texture. That might be the way we go. Yeah, that might be the way we go, is use the public infrastructure for lighting as opposed to like the actual buildings themselves. And we can even imply like some connectivity with buildings. Yeah. And we can start building some ideas here, like maybe there's a public court. Like a little, we can add little things here to kind of imply some culture. I mean, it's gonna be kind of, it's really small, but at the same time, I think it's still worth doing. This really feels like it feels like we're looking at computer components here, man. What's going on, Dr. Lobbin? Lobbin shots. Game app. Yeah, I'm making textures, man. And a job? Yeah, I work full time. I work. I have a day job. I have yeah. This is what I do for fun. This is my hobby. And if we get the game done, maybe we'll do some other stuff. But yeah, right now I'm enjoying both. What'd you say, Sasha, though? Let me go up. I think you need 2 districts in your city, one rich and one poor. The rich have ordered and clear light colors, and poor have more chaotic and warmer colors. Well, let me see about, I need to get one done first. I think if I can get one thing done first, then we can explore ideas like that too. I need to revise the level gen algorithm though. Or not the level gen, but the I need to revise the shell chunk manager and the process by which we generate these shells, because right now it's like one generic thing. I guess we can have like rough transitions between segments, but it's gonna be very not contiguous. Like it's gonna be patches of like maybe one chunk is gonna be the poor chunk and then the other chunk is gonna be the rich chunk. I don't know. I think the assumption though is that levels are gonna be very homogeneous so that they have a very clear and distinct identity. I think it'd be cool to actually have some variety within that. Like even for the clear, the rich section, we can still use visual languages, like the same kind of visual language as this. I don't know, we'll see though. Right now I'm just using the same color palette for everything here. How is this coming together? You want to save this and just see how, and throw it in game and see how it looks? That might be worth doing. I need to think about the control map. That's another thing we have to think about. Okay. So this can be the emissive. I always misspell it. And here we're gonna make some deviations and actually use some bright colors that stick out hard. Like so. Okay, add it here. And maybe within these streets we can have some lights here or something. I'm just gonna play some stuff down and then we're gonna see how it looks in the game. So let me save this as a PNG. And I'm gonna save the emissive separately. Totally not following my name convention, but whatever, we'll live. So the underlying one is gonna be, you're gonna be using this tech world. Do we need a refresh of the file assets? There we go. Tech World City, and then we have the emissive right here. You're gonna be Tech World City emissive. Let me go to these, select them both. We're gonna apply our texture settings. They're both gonna be 128. Apply it. Cool, and then let's run it and see how it looks. Yeah, A-Sprite. Thank you, Sasha. Any French goat in the chat? French goat? What? Okay. And look at that. You can see the cities down there. This is actually pretty cool. This works pretty freaking well, actually. And if I were to go to the dark side, where the sun don't shine. Come on, get me out of here. There we go. Let's see if I can see where the emissive is. Yeah, you can see the emissive. It's cutting through. It's not as bright though, but you can see it cutting out from the base there. Nice. Nice. Oh, brother, this is looking great already. This is feeling like an actual thing, man. Did he ever answer anyone? I did earlier, but I get zoned in sometimes. I'm seeing Unity, so maybe it's Unity. Yeah, I'm using Unity Engine. Yeah, thank you, Sasha. Has ghosting effect? Because I am using i3, and I usually use PyCom, but I disable PyCom, and when I don't use PyCom, it causes that ghosting effect to happen with Windows. It's very odd. I think it even happens with here. If I were to run StreamWorld again, 1 second. I know it creates another window. Yeah, this one right here. And if I do, oh no, it doesn't do it here. I think it's something specific with Unity then. There's something specific with Unity and how it handles drawing. No idea. It's a bit odd, but it's whatever. Where is A-Sprite? I just had it. Oh. It's because this is just the bottom layer is disabled. But yeah, I'm actually really happy with this. This is coming out much better than I would have anticipated. This is coming together quite well. I feel quite pleased. Pleased as punch. I already had the wrong layer selected. That's why. Okay. So we're just going to continue this. I almost feel inclined to keep certain areas like super urbanized and then other parts that are a bit more open. Maybe add some like grass or something so it's not just techno dystopic land, but maybe we just go full in on that. Maybe just say nope, these people never touch grass because there's no grass to touch. They've burnt it all. But who knows? Who's to say? Live long and prosper. Hey, thank you, wee woo. I appreciate the greetings from Poland. I need to add some more space for streets so I can add more lights. I really like the effect of the lighting, so I don't want to neglect it. Hello from Germany. What's going on, Mirog? Yeah, it's a straight up monitor. An old school one with green mode. Also, before I get into this, this might be considered deving, but whatever. This is me for convenience. I just want to make sure I have this before I forget. We're going to add a debug mode that disables the collider for the player. I'm pretty sure we have a collider here. If not, I can just add it real quickly. 1 second, guys. Just give me a second. We're going to go back to art real quick. One second. We're just gonna do something really hacky, but it's gonna make it convenient for testing. Oh, can I not use immediate mode? Because I already have a, oh my goodness. Okay, that's fine. 1 second. Here we go. So if we press the shift button and we press I don't know, let's say that. Enabled is going to be equal to itself, but inverted. And that's going to allow us to hopefully turn off the collision detection for this, and we should be good to go. Alright, we'll test that when we go back in the game. What's going on, Radon? Have fraws and the pores do not? What's fraws? What's frass? You can't say vintage like that. I worked on monitors like that for years and years. Oh my goodness. Rodline. It's only yesterday, man, that we stopped using these monitors. They're gonna come back. I should measure this to see how big it is, though. Because I looked at videos of people developing on for like the for the PlayStation, I think it's like the Silent Hill, and they had some chunky monitors. It was kind of insane. Also, out of curiosity, Rodline, so were you predominantly just like doing art? And if it was art, like how was the process of developing during those? Because I imagine you didn't have A-Sprite, right? And you're developing assets for native hardware for the cabinet, right? So I imagine it's not as simple as just dragging and dropping a PNG like you can do here. Like imagine you have to prepare art assets in a very particular way so it can be loaded onto memory. Or even like, because I know there's techniques where you don't want to replicate redundant parts of sprites. Maybe it's more particular for NESs because they're sprite based. Like Sprite in terms of like they had like I forget, like it's like 32 by 32 or 16 by 16 chunks. Or was it 8 by 8? I don't even remember. But you minimize the size of sprites by flipping and transforming parts that are actually the same so that you don't have redundant information encoded. It's like a whole thing. But yeah, I'm just kind of curious because it's one thing to like hear about it. It's another thing to hear from someone who actually did that stuff. Yeah, techno used to be cool. Yeah, I know, right? We don't have that anymore. Honestly, when I'm coding, it's actually kind of nice using green mode. The only issue with green mode is that, like, if I have an error, like, let's say I'm doing something bad, like, I don't know. Let's just try casting this as an int. You can clearly see there's an error here. But if I turn on green mode, I can't see that. I can't see the error encoded there, or represented there with the thing. So it's like, it's bad. That's the one thing I hate. I wish it was like green mode plus red, but then it wouldn't be green mode, wouldn't it? What you drawing? I'm making a little city thing for this game. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, we're making layers for the background of the game. Also, I like the water and how it sticks out by comparison. But I wonder if I want to change the color. I don't know, maybe I should. The nice thing is that we have a fixed palette, so I can swap. Oh, I should make the shader use like a fixed color palette. That'd be kind of cool, because then I can just take the same assets, swap out color palettes on runtime if I wanted to, and then you get a whole different vibe or look. We can reuse things or assets. But yeah, we're making this background right here. So we have this foreground we did this other background yesterday, and now we're doing the most interior like city layer right now. Yeah, we need to fix the chunk manager because the clouds popping in is bothering me a bunch. And then we have to expand the culling beyond the camera because these elements being popped in and out is kind of bothering me a lot. But yeah, this is pretty freaking cool, man. I'm digging it. Oh, I should probably test the it was Shift I, right? Nah, it's not working. I guess I have to recompile it. Maybe I didn't recompile it. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Just making the background. Maybe I have some that are like hollow. In the office I work at, the building has a hollow interior. It's pretty crazy to consider how much space is kind of lost to it, but it's cool. Thank you, Kern. I appreciate it. Thank you. Green mode. Why do you wish it was green mode and red though? So, because like green mode is nice because like it reduces. So like it helps with contrast, right? Especially when you have like the low brightness. It makes things stick out a bit easier on the CRT and a bit more readable. So it's very convenient, and then it's like not stressful on the eyes. So I like it quite a bit. It feels nice to navigate my code base with this. The only issue is that I can't really use it for too much, because then if I start having syntactic errors, I'm not going to be able to see it with green mode. I'm just not going to be able to see it, and I'm just going to be lost and confused. I'm going to think, especially because I can't look at the underline, because for example this it's underlined, but it's not an error. It's just, hey, this could be made private, right? But I can't distinguish between warnings, suggestions, and an error in green mode. So I have to keep the colors on. Like even like it just feels super comfy for me to. It's weird. It's actually kind of comfy to work like this. But alas, I cannot. Maybe if I'm go back to working and see, I can work with that, because then there's no I'm not dealing with any syntax errors there, or I'm not working with any IntelliSense. I'm just working with the compiler, and it tells me if I did something wrong and where. I could live like that. I could live like that. Thank you, man. I'm glad you think that it's looking pretty good. I hardly play games even. Yeah, I struggle with that. I don't play games as much as I'd like to either. I'd rather be working on video games. What's going on, Umbra and John McCrassney? Created by only 5 people. Oh snap! What's the monitor ref again? Oh yeah, CRT. That's the command. I did all art. Used Photoshop. Started with version 2. It was an in-house engine when I started. It was 256 color index.gds files. We saved to art. Programmers grabbed it and put it in. Gotcha. Okay. Sick. So you had your own file format for texture files. That's pretty cool, actually. Honestly, with the work on my engine, I'm kind of thinking about probably not making my own file format. I've considered it though. I was like, maybe it'd be kind of cool to have my own file format for image processing, so I can do some specific stuff in my engine with it. But I think what I'm going to end up doing is reading the documentation on ASprite's file encoding, and then write my own ASprite file parser, so I can just take an ASprite file, parse its contents, and then not only create the textures that are required for the game, but also add things like tags or animation info or whatnot from the file and encode it into the game, so that from an ACE file it can generate a sprite sheet or maybe even a sprite atlas, and add the necessary animation information to the game and just go from there. Like, I think that'd be so powerful for my workflow, because then it cuts out a whole step. There's no processing or exporting step. It's just literally one ACE file. Or honestly, I can make it where it's actually, instead of several ASprite files, it's just one mega ASprite file, and everything is just organized in a particular way. They do have folder support, so I could just organize things that way. There's no end to how much you can optimize your workflow. The question is, should you? And is it worth it? Because if I read that ASprite documentation for the file format, I'm just gonna start going crazy. Mad New here, and I wanted to ask what you're doing. It's very interesting. I'm just working on texture right now for a game background. You'll see it in a bit. We're just adding some, trying to make it feel more intentional. Yeah, I could just do a bunch of squares and blocks, but I notice the details, and that's gonna bother me. Though I guess with this being so far away, it kind of sucks, because I really enjoyed working on this and doing some actual rendering and lighting and stuff like that. But with just squares, I don't get that much opportunity to do actual lighting. It's either like the surface is normal to the light source or it's not normal to it. I guess I could make more angular surfaces to try to grant myself that opportunity, but that'd feel a bit more forced than I'd like it to be. I want to do a stream where we just do some actual I want to do some art rendering studies. We made some value studies or something. You need a second CRT monitor connected if you don't want to switch between color modes for an application. You know what? That's a funny thing you say that, because if you look to the side here, not only do I have one here, but I also have another up here that is actually hooked up to the output of the input and output of my monitor. So wait for it to turn on. So I could keep this in green mode and then have that for reference. I could do that. We have the TV tower. I just forget that I have it. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I actually just forgot that I have that there until you mentioned it. Oh man. I legitimately do. I can't believe it. Like, I could just work like this. I don't like using both monitors though, because it increases like the visual noise on the CRT, so. But it is an option, man. We do have the TV tower. Also, let me fix this for the horizontal people. My bad. I'm gonna have to zoom this back a little bit. There we go. Now we're back to the ideal angle, I think. So I tilt the camera to the side. I in face own CRT monolith. Yep. This one's cool because it has like, the bottom one's like from the 70s or 60s. It's a black and white one. It's a little broken though, so I don't use it actually. It's much more there for the novelty. But I think it's pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool. I feel like we're just designing circuitry. Like, I know I mentioned this yesterday. If yesterday we were designing the interior of a car, or not interior, but yesterday it looked like we're depicting the inside of the hood of a car. Here it feels like we're designing the circuit of a chip. Like, that's what this feels like to me. Maybe I should make it a little bit more rounded though. It feels a little too boxy. I think I want to round some of these edges off. Maybe he has like a thing to the side here. Very cool. Thank you, man. Gay dev C#, yep. Princey Wincy, just making some assets for a game. That's all we're doing right now. But yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got sidetracked with the whole second monitor thing. I keep forgetting about it. I thought I damaged it because I accidentally put a magnet on top of a strong magnet on top of it. Like I had a flashlight. I have a flashlight that has a magnet on the bottom, so I can place it anywhere I want to. And I placed it on top of the TV without thinking about it and left it there for a couple days. And when I came back, I realized, oh no. And when I turned it on, the top right corner was like warped a little bit, but it's not too drastic and it's fine. It's just something you have to consider. Yeah, I'm totally gonna become a CRT hoarder. I'm gonna build a wall of just CRTs at some point. And if I ever have to move, it's gonna be terrible because it's gonna be these big chunky things that I'm scared of damaging or getting damaged in transport. Who knows though? The fact that this is Futuristic City, it still has concrete roads when we're playing a flying biker is kind of odd. Nah, I think I'm fine with it. Sasha, I want to make this... I'm not trying to do world building here. I want this game to be more abstract, where we can have... The idea is I want to give myself the ability to have levels that are very kind of... How should I say it? Like a box of a specific aesthetic, right? So like this world is like, it's just purely tech whatever, and then we're gonna have a winter one that's like purely this winter thing. Or maybe even have levels that are a bit more abstract, that are not really tied to or informed by like the basis of this world. It's much more just a license to be like, hey, I feel like doing this particular aesthetic today, and then I can just do it. I think if I was doing a game that's much more anchored into the world, like Dot Dungeon, I'm going to be paying a lot more attention to world building though. Or not world building, but contiguousness or consistency. Yeah, Dot Dungeon I need to think a bit more about. I really want to work on a fantasy game. It's my bones. I desire it. But if I can't finish one simple game, how can I hope to finish a more complex game? Especially in the engine in my engine. In the cozy engine. You gotta walk before we can run, right? That's a big thing we gotta do. Gotta walk before we can run. But yeah, I think I've talked about it too, but I have a big track record of starting projects, but then like struggling to finish them. It's gonna happen with this. We're gonna finish it. We're getting there. We're getting there. Little by little. Little by little. We're getting closer and closer. Okay. And maybe not a circle. Oh, I guess I should probably. I mean, I'm already adding kind of rounded shapes to to design, so I could actually just add some more things like that. But I think I'm gonna add something that's a bit more. Yeah, a bit more square and contrast. This looks like resistors, dude. Like it's looking like circuitry. Like it looks like this is a chip, and these are like the little parts that come out of it, and then like this looks like the resistors that, like, you know, like little circular resistor things, and if I want to be cool, we can add like the little bands that indicate ohms, but like I'm not trying to. It's supposed to be a city. It's just a coincidence that it also looks like circuitry. Totally a coincidence. And you know what? We're just gonna add a little battery, I suppose. This is not circuitry. This is a city. I'm being for real. This is totally not just circuitry. And we're not gonna be drawing traces. You know, I do like the idea you mentioned, Sasha, of having like the emissive map for roads. I feel like if we do that, we might just go. That might be just a full-on. This is a circuit. This is a circuit board. Like a floor plan. Oh yeah, I can see that too, man. There's a lot of overlap, dude. The CMOS, yeah, the CMOS battery. And I'm enjoying it. Thank you, Princey Wincy. Well, it's honor. It's an honor that you've graced us with your company and your comment, and I'm hoping that you're having a good time here, man. Whether it be chilling, relaxing. I know there's a lot of people who tune in and then they use the stream to fall asleep to it, and that's perfectly fine, man. That's a compliment. It means that it's a relaxing vibe we got going on here, and that's the goal. The big goal here is that's like you guys can see me work on stuff, and hopefully it's a relaxed, chill environment that's, at least for me, I find this to be a nice break from the day-to-day hustle and bustle of work and the fam and everything. Not to say those things are bad, not at all, but those things are high energy. Not to say this isn't work for me, but it's work that's more at my pace. Okay. I remember as a kid, there was like I had a friend I used to hang out with a bunch back in middle school. And he lived like in a little block that's kind of like this. Hopefully this is not enough information to dox him, or at least his childhood home, from like these designs. But yeah, I remember like he had like this a string of apartments like this here, and then here's like the parking lot, and then here is like this big fence to this abandoned lot that's back here. And we used to hang out and play Call of Duty Black Ops. I didn't like COD. I wasn't a COD person as a kid, but he played it a bunch, and you know, I liked playing with him, even though he made me mad because he'd beat me like crazy. And I remember going there and also using Game Maker and making games while we hung out in his basement, and good times, man, good times. I remember he was doing stuff in Roblox, like making his own stuff in Roblox too. And then I remember we, in that little abandoned lot back here, there's like an abandoned house. That was kind of like it was a big house, and then it had a huge lot. And we used to go there after school, not only me and him, but also our friends, and we'd like play soccer. Yeah, it was a really tall fence. And in fact, we always go around, but he climbed over it, and he actually got caught and like ripped open his arm. That was not a light story, I guess, but I mean, he's fine. Yeah, it was a tall fence, and he learned never to climb it like that again. But yeah, we used to hang out a bunch there, and then like Christmas we'd hang out there too. Good times, man. I should really reach out to him again. It's been a while. That was like in the early days of my getting exposed to game deving, and he's probably one of the first guys who saw me. He's probably one of the first guys who played my games. Cause it's not like I published it anywhere. I would just make it put on a flash drive and then take it to his house, and then would just play from there. Good times, man. Oh yeah, sure thing. Here's how the whole thing looks right now. Here you go, Ash Schmidt. Have you made? I mean, I've started a bunch of games, probably hundreds at this point. The amount I finished, not as much. I finished Fight and Flight. That was like 5 years ago. Just Cooking Daddy. There's I did the Messy Mansion prototype. I published that on Newgrounds. But yeah. Hopefully the next one will be this game soon. I should make a call on how many different levels we want to have in the game. We'll see. But yeah, man. Cool times. Good times. Man, I need to revive my PS2. I want to play some games on there. There's a video someone showed me about, or I saw online of like this guy's PS2, the CMOS for the battery for the time got fried. So when you boot it up, you don't see any of the dots. It's just one dot. I didn't realize that the dots actually correlated to the time your system has in it. Okay, we're gonna just do something like this. This feels way more abstract. It feels less like I'm actually depicting real things and much more just, there's like you said, a floor plan. Like I'm not really rendering anything. I'm just kind of blocking out shapes. Which I guess is the intention here, but let's save this. Oh, I accidentally saved over the emissive. Yeah, override it. I didn't do the emissive, but it's alright. Bring it into the game. Refresh, and then let's try playing again. Emulators work fine, but nah, it's not the same. I like playing on the actual console. I have my PS1 and PS2 there and stuff. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at the tech world. And the fog is adding a nice, like, blue tint to it. I could play around with that a bit more, but this is not bad. This is not bad at all. I do want to do the outline thing. Where's the cylinder shader? I know we have this function. Where is it? I use it for generating the normals for the sprites, so we can have that 3D look. But I know we do this somewhere else as well. Yeah, here we have like the pixel coefficient. We have this. Okay, cool. So it's like a lot of the same stuff, but we just have to sample a different. We have to sample a different coordinate than the one we have here. We have to sample the control map, I think, to do what I want to do. And then we can ignore a lot of this stuff. I just need to have the simple means of just checking to see, hey, like it's literally going to be these functions here. That we're going to use. Or should really just make a generalized thing? I don't even know. I know we have like the light model. No, it's the light model. I have like some utilities. We have a math utility. A cgenc file. That's for like math. I don't have anything for just like normal sprite operations. I'll deal with the outlining later. Let's just finish this first before I get distracted with outlining stuff. Okay, this is coming together quite nice. I like this quite a bit. Thank you, Rodline. Why do I see that and I'm like, it looks like a greenhouse? Which part? Oh, like the I can see like the solar panel. I can see that. Trained in coding, it's a whole different world. Nah, this is just this. What I'm depicting is nonsense. I guess like maybe like this circle, you can kind of see it and pretend like it's a CMOS, and then see this the cylinder or the oval things and see it as a resistors. But it's like if a kid went into an electronics bucket, grabbed components, and then super glued them onto like a piece of paper. Progress when I can. Thank you, Soul. Yeah, I think like technically speaking, we're getting closer to the back half of the game. A lot of core stuff is implemented and working, and now it's just like application stuff and application logic and detailing. We're making content now, hopefully. Actually, not hopefully, that's exactly what we're doing. We're making content right now. Like level contents. I remember I went to this vintage festival recently, or somewhat recently. Actually, no, it's like last year. Wow, time flies. And a guy was demoing his Harvard architecture machine. He has this whole thesis about how modern chips should actually be built based off of the Harvard architecture, and how that eliminates hacking vectors, or vectors for attack and exploits. It was interesting. He had like this hand-wired computer, and like you can see, like you see the registers physically. The registers are physical, and you can manually flip the bits, and you trigger different operations. And his machine wasn't just a machine; it controlled a robot that would like detect when it bumps into something and then turn around. It was really cool. It was actually a really, really cool thing. Yeah, I wish I got his contact information, but I don't think I could speak. I'm not informed enough to ask anything deeply. I don't know. I'm not informed enough to actually ask any good questions. Like most of the questions I'd have would be better if I just Googled and did my own research again. I learned about the Harvard architecture stuff forever ago when I was doing computer logic and organization, and I've since long forgot a lot of it. Which is kind of a shame, because I think it's kind of it's cool. What's going on here? Yeah, it worked. No, you're good, Sasha. Not saying game, but I'm dev. When did you learn game dev excluding your friend? I mean, I've always learned, like in middle school, that's when I started learning game deving. And it didn't really start with him. He was just there during the early days, but it started with me Googling stuff on like a library machine. And actually, my sister's laptop, she had a laptop, and I somehow ended up with it. And I started just like tinkering around with it. And I think I started the school library because we didn't have internet access. So I'd go to the library like every single day and just go on YouTube or play games and stuff like that. And I think I started trying to figure out stuff there, but then they wouldn't let me download stuff. But when I got my laptop, or I got at least my sister's laptop, that's when I started actually. Well, I started with Dev C++, but then I quickly realized that I can't really make. Like, I was doing some stuff and it was cool. Like, I automated my homework because it was like a lot of redundant stuff. I think I have the file still somewhere, but it was a lot of redundant things, like computation. I was like, all right, I just ended up writing a program in C++ to just do the calculations for me, and then I would input it into my homework. But outside of like command line applications, I wanted to make games, and I didn't know how to do that there, and there's no way I was going to learn about shaders or graphics APIs and any of that stuff at that time. So I switched to GameMaker, and then I've went from there. And then way later, I got my first tech job, which is with Unity, and I had to learn not only a good amount about Unity, but I also had to learn about network backend infrastructure and how to build that stuff in a way that's like compliant for for a bunch of different things. Okay, this is coming together bit by bit. Little by little, this is coming together. And then where that's gonna go, I don't know. Maybe this goes downwards here in pairs. That's pretty cool, actually. Yeah, thank you, Radon. Or Radon Element. How do you automate your homework? Oh, it was like a thing where you had to do like it was a worksheet with a bunch of, it's the same equations, it's just different values, and you had to compute them. And I was like, I'm not gonna go through this whole sheet back and forth and calculate this. I think it was like for like a Pythagoras theorem or something like that. It was like something simple, but you just had to do it a bunch. And it was like multi-operations, and I was like, I started a program that took in the values that the problem gave you, and then it did all the computation and then just spat it out. Simple, but convenient. Very, very convenient. I think I want to keep some of these areas open. Maybe I can introduce some more color variations there, but yeah, because even though this is cool, like monochromatic is a cool aesthetic, I think I might have to start considering adding more colors to this so we can have greater contrast. We'll figure it out though. But yeah. Yeah, Game Maker was sick, man. I know I've ragged on it recently. Not recently, but in recent memory. Because like now I have like a particular way I want to be able to develop, and I hate that Game Maker is like a sandbox thing. But you know what? Honestly, for a kid who doesn't know much, that's probably the way it needs to be. I don't want to actually add like more organic shapes in here. And maybe we can make it seem like maybe there's grass. Maybe the civilization isn't complete because we have water, right? So we could start adding like little patches of nature in there, so it's not completely dead. We can just kind of imply like, yeah, this is kind of taken over, but there's still like little bits and pieces of nature still left in this industrialized environment, and it just has to peek through sometimes. I don't know. Or no, maybe just commit to this. We have to figure out what we're going to do with that water, though. Yeah, there's still quite a lot of open space, and most of it's coming from here. Oh, the Uncle Lego brick. What's going on, Kate? I think they mean the block that says Uncle. And what's going on here? Oh, you're talking about the Lego? This? Yeah, it was a present for my sister and nieces. It was a nice little, like, uncle present. It's nice. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, you used to call it what? Like the CRTs or the Legos? No, it's a hover bike one. It's a hover bike one. My first games were Game Maker and RPG Maker XP. Yeah, good times. Flash games, of course. Oh yeah, Flash games were a classic. Yeah, I was using XP when I started using Game Maker. It was like Game Maker 8.1 or something like that. And I used to have like a copy of the installer on a flash drive, so I can just take it to any school computer and install it, and I can just start working on projects there. That was always pretty cool. Yeah, before schools got savvy and started having like admin permissions for things like that. I used to do my homework sometimes in Game Maker. Like I would make a game in Game Maker and then submit it for the teachers to play, or I'd play it in class. Like I remember we had to do like some kind of presentation to like summarize the plot of a book we read, and then I ended up making a game that recreates scenes from the book, and then submitted that because I was like, that's cooler than a PowerPoint presentation. And then the teachers are actually, I gotta say, they're cool. They actually took it. They're like they actually accepted it, which is pretty sick. Yeah, I was always bad at school, or not bad. Like I'd get good grades and I'd get good scores on tests, but the actual homework I just struggled with it because it was just not interesting for me at all. So I'd either forget it or not do it or whatever. No, my bad. Sorry about that. Hey, just finished porting my forward renderer to a deferred render with SSGI. How come you're doing deferred rendering? You got like a lot of light sources and stuff like that? Or do you intend for your game? Using SSGI. It was a lot harder than I expected. Interesting. That is a computer science graduate, and I get so intimidated by them. Why do you get intimidated? These are people whose entire livelihoods are based off of them Googling stuff. Or I guess nowadays ChatGPTing. Though I avoid that. Did I talk about using Kaggy? How I use Kaggy instead of Google? It's great. I just kind of wanted to be able to support many lights, plus it's better for screen space effects. I gotcha. Who's in comp sci? 80% of it is AI now instead of Googling. Yeah, it's tragic. That's That's a whole different thing. I'm gonna sidestep that topic because it comes up a bunch on stream when we're doing programming, but yeah, I have my thoughts are pretty well known. Or at least they're out there. Okay, so we have this. What is going to be here? It almost looks like the engine failing sign you see on your car, like the check engine light. Kind of looks like that. Okay. What we do here, I don't know. I kind of want to try. I want to be a little bit bold, a little adventurous even. And maybe, just maybe, introduce some colors. Gasp, I know. Let me just put a little, looks more like a barf stain than an actual grass, but we're just gonna see where this goes first. I just want to see how this looks in game. And then hopefully I didn't override when I save the emissive. Okay, let's go to the game. Okay, resume. And do I see? Yeah, I see the grass. It's very faint though. The atmospheric fog just kind of overpowers it, which I guess is fine. But yeah, it's not gonna add that pop of color that I was expecting it to. So I guess I'm not even gonna worry about it. I guess we could play with like the atmospheric fog color as well, or the ambient color for shadows later, but this is only one environment. There's some other ones I want to explore as well. Yeah, I might play around with more color variations, but I think for the entire palette, for like the inner versus outer and everything else. This is coming together pretty good though, I think. I think I might just leave it like that, honestly, the way it is. I think we're hitting this diminishing returns point of like effort. Or the more time spent on this is not going to really produce that much of a change. Yeah, it's starting to feel like an actual obstacle though. Yeah, we have to work with the culling distance though. I think I might do like a culling distance thing for specific distance for the lasers. We should probably design what the laser should look like. Like the little rotating beams, the asset's there and it seems fine, but the actual mesh, we should probably design something for them and how that's gonna look. But yeah, this is pretty Good. This is actually pretty good. I'm actually quite happy with this so far. And we can do the control map stuff later, but and you can see oh, we have to do the emissive. That was the other thing, right? The emissive map. Yeah, that's the thing I was neglecting. Yeah, get rid of this little stain. We're not doing that. Instead, we're gonna start placing the emissive down. So I'm gonna lock this layer because we're gonna leave it as is. And I'm gonna find where that emissive color is that we used. Right here. Cool. And then I'm gonna just start putting some lighting in various places. Like, well, maybe this will actually maybe not the whole thing, but parts of it. So that might be cool. If I want to be esoteric, I could probably encode a message in Morse code on this, but I neither have a message I'd want to encode, nor do I actually know Morse code. And I kind of consider it magic that people are able to fluently understand Morse code. Dude, this little amount of gold is just making things pop more. It's actually pretty cool. I wasn't expecting it to go hard, but it kind of is. Alright, where else we're gonna add some lighting here? Okay, cool, we have that. What else do we need here? Oh yes, we have neglecting this line. Maybe even hug some part of the building structures. Yeah, this is quite nice, actually. This is quite nice, actually. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put this like in certain connection points or junctures of connection. Kind of dig that, actually. That's quite nice. Okay. That. Yeah, I think this is gonna, even that amount as is, I think might be just good enough. For what I'm intending this to be and how for it to look. Like all of a sudden this negative space is like being filled with life. Dude. It's crazy how just a little bit of one extra color can make a big difference. So let's save our emissive map now. Okay. Go back to Unity. Let me see if I can trigger a recon compilation of some of these assets. Let's see if that can fix the what's going on, Princey? Are you asking if I'm old? Or are you asking Sasha? Good luck at work, Sasha. What's going on? Mostly for art, at least right now. He gets on the go. I think other parts, he visualized them first when it comes to it. I'm sorry if I missed the question. You might have to re-ask it so I can answer it properly. Oh, you saw the SpongeBob CRT from your childhood, Alex? I remember seeing those when I was a kid. Are you doing something that's legit CRT? Yeah, it's a legit real one. It's a real physical CRT. Actually two, because I have another one right here, off screen. Because why not? Why not? I have the power, the means. Okay, let's try this out now. Let's see how it looks in game. Okay, so now we're back in. And let's see if you can go actually towards the yeah, this is not disabling collision. So I need to, either I did things wrong or I'm accessing the wrong object for the collider. Yeah, you can see the light, you can see the emissive cutting through the fog. I mean, yeah, the UV coordinates messed up. We need to fix that, but it's cutting through, man. It's actually cutting through. That's actually pretty freaking sick. That looks so good, actually. I might have to play around with the fog distance a little bit more, but it looks pretty good in my book. Yeah, I'd have to lower the probability for this. Yeah, it's like I'm colliding with it. The collider is way too big for the cylinders. It's like a little, like I shouldn't, I'm getting hit when I don't think I should be actually. But yeah, this is coming together. It's coming together. I'm quite happy. I'm quite pleased as punch with this. Let me save what we have so far. Or actually, I think I have. Here we go. more level assets. Get Pushberg. Okay, cool. We saved our progress. So that's one kind of chunk of stuff. I need to fix. I want to make more assets, and I need to design some more things. However, I'm gonna find it a bit difficult to be able to do that. Oh my goodness, I can actually zoom in with the number keys as well. That's amazing, dude. Using the number keys for this is actually fantastic. So we need to talk about these guys here. So I want to start making some assets for this as well, for how these are supposed to look. Right now I just have these two balls, but I think it's important to distinguish one of them as being the anchor point, where the rotation's happening, and one that's just acting as an end cap. I think if you want to emphasize the rotation aspect of it, I might actually make one that's kind of, instead of perfectly spherical, instead of have it be actually cylindrical, and then kind of indicate like there's a motor here or something, and then have the part coming off from the side like so, and then do all that stuff there. As for the end cap, it should be smaller, I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it kind of abstract because I don't want to think too deeply about this. But it can be like a semicircle thing. It's visually distinct, I can tell you that. Compared to the full circle, like it's gonna be something like this, I'm thinking. Maybe not. Maybe it's gonna be like, I can make it cubic too, or maybe just keep it cylindrical or spherical. What's going on here? It's my first time here. I'm not sure for everyone else, but it's been 30 streams, most close to 30 streams of making this, programming the game, at least 27 streams programming this game. And then I have other streams like this that are not part of the timer, which is just me making assets for the game. He fully designed the game stuff. Yep, music, sound, art. I had my friend Terrell. He did some 3D stuff early in the game, but it ended up not quite making it. Though I might get his help for some other stuff. We'll see. But I'm thinking about this laser thing, this orbiting laser, or does it even have to be a laser? But I mean, we already implemented it like that, and that's how the original game had it. So maybe I'll just keep it this way. We could also just keep it spherical like we had it over here, and just make one that's big, and then the other one, I'm not sure what we can do with the other one. Something like this, I'm thinking. I still want to stick with that theme of kind of like a construction hazard type coloring. So maybe we can still have like, give it a stripe or something. An orange and white stripe. don't know. And we could just replicate it for the end cap, maybe make it smaller or something. Either that or maybe this. Oh, you know what? Maybe like this. Yeah, maybe it's like the end cap could be cylindrical with like a beveled cap like this. So like a side profile would be like this, and then maybe we can add like a little hazard stripes here. Yeah, maybe that's what we do actually. I like that. I like that. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not a Blender. I'm not a 3D modeling guy. But we're gonna try our best. We're gonna try our darndest. What did I just do? Okay, here we go, we're back. We're so back. Mesh. We could do an icosphere. I want it to be low poly. Can I zoom in with the 1 and 2s? No, I can't. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna select these. We're gonna extrude it. This is probably terrible, but I don't really care at this point. This is just gonna give me, in the worst case, an idea of how it's gonna look. In the best case, this actually ends up as the final thing. Can I ring cut around here? There's probably some smart way to do this. I don't know it. So we're just gonna try our best. Okay, nope, I don't like that. Okay, other way of doing this. We're gonna select everything. Nope, not that. We're gonna select this. We're gonna extrude it, and then we're gonna scale it down, and then we're gonna bring it downtown. No, we're gonna extrude it down. There we go. Bam. Perfect. Do we need this internal surface? I don't even think we need it. We can delete these faces. We don't need it. I'm not going to spend rendering time on something that's not going to be seen. Cool. Now we just got to UV it. And how we're going to do this, I'm going to mark seams. This, nope, this, and this. I'm gonna mark them as a seam. And then everything else here, I don't know. We'll see where it goes from there. I guess I can do this as well. Mark seam. You know, we don't even need this. It might be seen. I'll leave it. Okay, cool. Select everything, unwrap. Let's do, I think, box projection. Or cube projection. Okay, cool. And then we're gonna do pack islands here. UV pack islands. Nope. Okay, actually we're good. This feels like a mess, but as long as I have some places that are contiguous, I can work with that. Like here. No. No. That's not contiguous. I want to be able to draw a picture on these surfaces. That's the important thing. Okay, that could work for me. I could do something with that. I could draw a texture on that. Cool. Sprite has a plugin to sync this in with Blender. I haven't tested it on Linux though. So we can try this. Oh, I don't have the plugin, do I? I haven't set this up. I had it on a long... Okay, we're not going to do that today then. Alright, what we're going to do instead is that I'm going to save or export the UV, bring it into Sprite. Actually, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't want to do... How are we going to go about this? How are we going to go about this? These break apart. Do I have to actually like... That's contiguous. Let me try breaking this up again. Let me try another crack at unwrapping this properly. Let me try marking something explicitly here so I can have a face I want to have be contiguous. It's like this, 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 this. Is that gonna work? Because I just need to have one side that's facing the player directly. Projection, UV, pack islands. What's going on here? I gotta have class bio. When you have a Golden Princey, thanks for hanging out, man. What's going on? You mentioned Draco. Is Draco here? I didn't see that. Oh, what's going on, Draco? Sidetrack. What do you think about imposter syndrome? It's an oddity. It's I don't know how to describe it. There's some times where people say they feel imposter syndrome, but it's actually just their correct assessment of their lack of skill. I'm one of those people. I used to think that, but in reality, it's just me recognizing that I did not have the necessary skills to do what I want to do, or to perform at the level that's required of me. So that's one thing. There's other times where it's actually just genuine like a thing where it's, hey, you actually do demonstrate the competency and the abilities to do stuff and everything, and you just feel inadequate. And that's much more, I think that's kind of hinged upon some other factors. I don't know though. There's not much to say about it beyond that. Anything I say is going to be much more just specific to my own experiences rather than like a more objective thing. But yeah, I'm not getting the and this is still not doing the thing I want it to. It's not grouped the way I want it to be grouped. Maybe I just have to do unwrap. Sphere projection. Let's try a few things here. No. Actually, Actually, that doesn't look bad. It actually doesn't look bad. I mean, I guess there might be some wibbly wobbly stuff from as far as space, like this is not going to be the texture. If I try inputting a texture here, it's going to be really ultra deformed. Okay, that's not going to work for our purposes. It's contiguous, but it's not what I need it to be. And then there's Smart UV Project. What do you do? Hey, that actually looks pretty. That's actually pretty smart. I mean, this seam is not contiguous, but there's other seams that are actually contiguous, and that's enough for me to be happy. Like this one right there. That's great. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Okay, cool. That's enough for me to work with. So UV, how do we do this? New image. Cool. UV. I'm gonna get that plugin working at some point, because it's like so cool where you can just send the UVs directly to Aseprite and it renders perfectly, even at a low resolution. I don't have that luxury right now though. And it's a lot of dead space here too. It's not an efficient use of space. Honestly, like, I'm just gonna be using one side, and then everything else is gonna be largely the same color, except for this top. Like, everything else doesn't matter. Only this matters. Image. Or there's a way to do it. Pin, mark seam, invert, pack islands, copy UVs, export UV layout. There we go. This is going to be in laser. Okay, export the layout. Cool. I'm going to export the mesh as well. Okay, and then get rid of this light, camera. Actually, I don't have to export. I could just save it as a blend file, and then Unity just handles it for me. That's actually really convenient. It's quite convenient in all honesty. And this is gonna be mesh, laser, base. Okay, cool. And then I can go into Aseprite. I can load in this do like maybe 128 by 128. It's nothing fancy. We're gonna open this texture. It's gonna be gameplay, entities, laser, and then we have this guy here. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. I only have the part that's highlighted. That's great. I mean, it's kind of convenient in all honesty, but maybe I start with this and then I can highlight or texture the rest of everything else. Oh, A locks and unlocks. That's cool. Copy. And then we're just gonna stretch this bad boy down to 128 by 128. Is it there? I don't see it. Oh, it's down there. Yeah, you need to come up with us. You're gonna be at 0 and 0. Perfect. I don't see the texture. Are the lines just completely gone? Maybe. Or I didn't copy anything at all. That's an alternate possibility. Nope, that's copied now. Okay. Okay, there we go. Can barely see it, but it's there. I'm gonna make a new. This is gonna be locked. I'm gonna make a new layer. And we're gonna just do the color. So for this, I'm gonna make a. Like a circle that's going to occupy this amount of space. Something like this. That looks good to me. This might be even too big of a texture. This looks almost HD. And then let's just make everything orange. Let's save this as t_laser.png. Yes. We're gonna go into the game. We're gonna go into resources. And we're gonna see how things look. Resources. We're going to open this up. We're going to replace this with our new mesh. Laser base. Okay. You need to be rotated by 90 degrees, negative 90 degrees. Facing that way. And then we're going to add a new texture to you. Laser. Okay. Do I see the thing I want to see? Yes, look at it. First try, guys. Look at it. That looks pretty dang decent, man. Oh, what's going on here in chat? Let me catch up, my bad, guys. Kind of got a little focus there. Love the aesthetic. I'm glad you dig the aesthetic. For a 3D object. Yep, you got it. Da Romanu. How does that thing work? Very impressive. I mean, it's like any other monitor. Just like any other monitor, man. You'd be surprised how not crazy it is. Like texture, UV wrap thing important to Unity. Yeah, it takes it's a little process, but it's not that bad actually. It's not that bad. I'm not even good at 3D modeling and texturing, but you'll be surprised how it doesn't take that much to do it. I'm gonna rotate this on. If this is the Y and this is Z forward, this is not gonna face the character. I need to have it be rotated by 90 degrees, I believe, for it to be facing the camera. maybe a little bit at angle, so it's actually more, yeah, aligned properly. Let's see how this looks in game. Let's see how these lasers look in game, and then we'll actually do some proper texture detailing. Wow, they look human. Why is it just, what happened to the laser? Oh, so it's unlit because it's not using our shader model. What happened to the laser? The laser was great. It was working perfectly fine before. What happened? Let's see what's going on here. Where did everything fall apart? Oh, because there's a collision. There's another. Oh. Oh, snap. I accidentally named something the same exact. Oh, brother. Yeah. I replaced this texture. There's already a texture called laser. That was the animation that we had playing before. Well, that's why we have Git, right? That's why we have Git. First of all, let's go to the actual entities. Okay, that's where we want to be. I'm trying to exit Ranger. What is happening? Why are you stuck, Ranger? Yes. Let's try this again. Okay, cool. Not CS, lasered up. T. And we have to force it. So we're going back to Unity. Refresh. Or re-import. Okay. And then we'll save it as a different file. Come on, what am I doing? I'm pretty sure, nope, T still there. Have to do hard. With paths. Am I being dumb? I'm pretty, like, it's a, is it not? Or is it reset? One second, get reset. Okay, maybe that's the one. You can't do this to me, man. What's going on, early? What's going on, Makus? Heck yeah, Woodsy. I used to do the same thing when I had insomnia. What's going on, Woodsy? get hot. I don't really touch it, so I can't feel, but that's fun. Yeah, it's a little warm back here. Alright, I'm having a dumb git moment. I'm pretty sure it's either git clean, or do I have to type in the full path? I might have to actually type in the full path. That might be it. What do you mean ambiguous argument? Not grounding myself after touching the CRT is giving me secondhand anxiety. What do you mean not grounding myself? Dude, I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I'm going crazy. I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, aren't I? But see, it's still showing modified. I'm trying to reset it back to its original state. Alright, we're gonna have to Google this. It's so bright. Oh, check out. Oh, and then, okay. Yeah, I'm so used to that for branches, but yeah. What was the command line argument? Check out Berg. Okay, now if I go back to here and refresh, now we have the, okay, we're back, we're so back. Okay, we're good again. And now this, I should save it as something entirely different. It should be T laser base. And then we should be good. And then duplicate. And we're going to change this to use our cozy surface shader. Cozy surface. Yep, but now you're going to use this texture instead. And we're going to apply this onto this object. Save it. And now we should be good. Plus coffee win. I don't drink coffee. Just good old H2O. That's all you need in life. And this is not being lit. Why is this not being lit? Why is this cozy surface not being lit? It should be opted into our lighting system. There's also F&F standard, but we're not using a sprite. That's weird. Are we using per pixel lighting? Yeah. Disable cast shadows? Yeah. Huh. Is the normals inverted? That'd be like the only way I can think of this being wrong, is if the normals are inverted. I can't do Alt-N because I use that now for my keyboard. I should really get rid of hey, Steam sale. That's cool. First recalculate normals. Subdivide. I used to do Alt-N, but I can't do that anymore. Oh, I can. I just have to use the other Alt. Recalculate outside. Okay, save. Let's go back into Unity. Where's the mesh? Re-import. Try it again. It would be dumb if that was the case. Yeah, no, it's not. So what's going on here? What's going on in this scene? Why is my standard surface light shader not working? What's going on here, buckaroo? What could be the cause of this? We have the mesh renderer. You have this material applied. The cylinder is not a big deal. Though I'm kind of curious about the size, if it's actually correct or not. Okay, this is like twice as big as it should be actually. So that's another thing that needs to be corrected, but we can fix that later. The thing that is concerning is this. Oh, because we didn't disable cast shadows. That's why. Okay, we're good. Nice. Okay. Cool. It was okay. It was just a shader property thing, or material property. That's easy. Let's go back here. You're far too large, my friend. Let's bring you back down. Well, that seems adequate for me. Seems quite adequate. And then we can start working on the texturing and making it actually look good. Yeah, because we're not generating cast shadows. That star, you know, the one that they've been tracking for a couple years, is going to implode around the mid of the year, really? Well, which one are you talking about? Are you talking like Beetlejuice or something? Why is this off? It's like off by a bit. That's weird. I need to make this a little bit more forgiving. Even if you graze it just a little bit, you get hurt. You get dinged. I don't like that. We're going to make the collider be smaller for the player. But hey, this looks pretty decent so far. Pretty decent. Not gonna lie. So let's go back to Blender. We're going to select everything now. Everything is selected actually. Perfect. UV. Here. Export. Same exact. No, you're going to be UV. Here we go. Okay, and if we go back to here, you're not going to be updated. Let's update you again. Now you're talking. Now we're talking. Select it. Go back here. I'm going to hide this. We're going to make a new layer. And then we're going to make this be 28. That's one. Whoopsie. 28. 128. 0. 0. Man, this is such a convenient control. I can't believe I've never used this entire time. Alright, and then we're going to bring this up here. I'm going to activate this, and then we're going to be doing art on this layer. And now it's a matter of remembering where things are. So we might have to cross-reference here a bit to understand where and when. I just need to find this part. I'm kind of annoyed this is not contiguous, but whatever, we'll live. We'll live. It's all the three chunky bars, so that's fine. And before I get started, let's make sure that this layer is locked, because we're not going to be, I don't want to modify it. We're going to be modifying only this layer. And then we have this color, and I also want to have a yellow color as well. Like that. Cool. Cool. I'm going to do some diagonal hazard signs. Are you on Twitch? Nah, just YouTube. Eventually I want to stream to my own website, but that comes at another time. Well, that's all. I appreciate it, Woodsy. Though I'm kind of, I mentioned it before, but I still want to enjoy this as like a, for now at least, for now, I want to enjoy this as like a hobby. And I'm trying to avoid any monetization of the stream for that very reason. Though if you want to support, whenever this game does come out, it's going to be $1.50. I'd appreciate if you guys purchased it. That's about the most I'm going to do as far as monetization is concerned. I appreciate it though, thank you. What's going on? I'm pretty sure you can set the texture on Blender via the shading app and drag your .ace files in your base color. Then when you update, save the texture in Aseprite. So there's a plugin for Aseprite and Blender that allows very nice, simple UV transfers without having to do anything involved. It's like a button in Blender and it just transfers over the data. I had it set up back when this machine was still running Windows. It no longer runs Windows. We're on Linux right now. But yeah, it was very convenient to use that before, and I'm probably going to do that. I wasn't expecting to do 3D modeling today on stream. And had I thought about it a little bit more in depth, I probably should have taken time to do this, but as they say, that is just ancient history now. This is probably not going to wrap properly, but I honestly do not care. I think it's going to be fine. As long as it doesn't spill over to other things that should not be. I think we're good. We can live with seams. Or at least I can live with seams. Okay. Save it. Go back into Unity. Okay. Hey, look at that. Yeah, you can see the seams, but that's fine. Okay, so that's part of it. I'm gonna pretend like it doesn't bother me. I'm gonna pretend really hard it doesn't bother me. And I am gonna focus on adding some end caps to this. We're gonna get a metallic kind of shade. Actually, I already have a metallic shade I can use. And we're gonna I need to find where exactly the seam meets. Okay, it's like there. It's like 4 pixels wide, I believe. This one's gonna be 4 pixels wide as well. And you're to be 4 pixels wide as well. Is there a way to mark this to not be exported? Properties. Oh, great. The Z's flipped on one of them. Fantastic. I love it. I love it. Let me go to here. Let me also do... What's going on with file already? What are you talking about? And this will be... I made this 128 by 128. Cool. Now we have a sharper pixel look to this. Okay, so a few of them are actually wrapped. Incorrectly wrapped. So it's one. Let's find out which one this is. So I know this is. I'm sorry. Oh, middle click. So this is the front that we've detailed. Meaning that... I'm sorry, what? Okay, this is oh, it's rotated. Okay, that's not confusing at all. So the surface that is flipped is likely this one. Oh! They're not neighbors. They're not... Oh my god, I UV wrapped this terribly. So these... Oh my goodness. I'm gonna... Ooh. Oh. TV clip cell plate. Oh my god, that's exactly what I was thinking, Joss. That's exactly what I was thinking. That's exactly it. The one green tile. It doesn't bother me. It's fine. It bothers me. Oh man, DBZ bridge is fun. Okay. Okay. This is good. Life is fantastic. This is fantastic. So this one needs to be flipped. Great. That's great. That's great. That's fantastic. Okay, we're just gonna yoink you. I can't even see where the so we're just gonna eyeball. This is gonna be like this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. This would be absolutely terrible, but this is what we do. This is how we live our life. Okay. Better. Flip vertically. Okay. You know what? Let's just go in game and see how this makes me feel. What emotions am I feeling right now? Anger, pain. Do I even notice it? Are they gonna notice it? Are they gonna notice it? I need to modify the shader for this as well. That's the okay. There's significant things that need to be done here for me to feel happy. There's a lot of things that need to happen here for me to feel happy. You know, it gives character. It gives character. It gives character. I think we're fine. I think I'll live. I think it's fine for now. As for you, with a new revelation that this is the top, actually, is this? Yeah, this is the top. So I'm gonna have to shade this in a very specific angle as well. So that's a cool consideration. I love that. I love it. I love it. I live for it. It's fine. I could keep it just kind of cartoony shading. It'd probably be fine, honestly, but I enjoyed physically rendering, like having some actual physically based lighting happen. I think it's cool. It makes me happy when I can do add some lighting information like this. And then maybe, just maybe in the light side we can do this. And then if I'm gonna be a tryhard, which I kind of like being a tryhard. It's fun to try hard. We can do some hugging of the core light shadow, of the core shadow. It's so weird. I'm so used to rendering lighting from the top down, but now we're like rendering it from the bottom up. You know, this would be correct if it was flat in the top, and maybe we'll just do that. Maybe that's what we want to imply, actually, is that there's like a rim or edge to this. Maybe this is actually correct. Yeah, that seems like the way to go. Okay. Yes, sir, Bob. That looks right to me. Maybe a little bit anti-aliasing on the edges here. And then we can also do some more lighting on the actual adjacent surface. So it feels like it's not only that there's a bolt here, but it also feels indented. I think that'll be a cool little touch to do. So we did like what? We're gonna eyeball it. I want a little bit more space in that. Bop, bop. That looks good to me. Cuts off the edge. Never mind, this is terrible. Do I even have enough real estate for this? For the vision I have, I clearly don't actually. But let's just see how bad my vision is. Oh no. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're not gonna draw all of this. We're not gonna draw. We can't. We don't have enough. I mean, let's just see how this looks first of all. Let's just see how bad this gets cropped out. It's not terrible actually. Like, yeah, it's cropped out here, and that's makes me mad, but the places where I'm going to do the shadow and have the occlusion happen is right there, and it's actually fine. So maybe this is actually acceptable. Just maybe this is acceptable. Or do we say no, this is too much detail? Okay. What I wanted to convey is that this is like the edge. So you know what? Let's have this be a little bit more towards yellow. So the vision I had is that we... Okay, first of all, wrong place to be doing this. That's supposed to be down here. Is that like you'd have the hard edge illuminated by sunlight, and then this, it just kind of falls off from there. That's the idea. But I don't think we're going to be able to do this without retouching the UV. And I don't want to retouch my UV. This is my UV. I like my UV. Okay, I don't, but we're already in this. We already did the work. And maybe this is fine. Maybe this is acceptable. Maybe I can convince myself that this is acceptable work. Let's run it. You know what? This is fine. This is actually fine. This is actually perfectly fine. That screw actually looks pretty good. We can do some more details here, but this is quite good already. Yeah, I'm not gonna be too difficult about this. Good night, Woody. You have a good one, man. Or Woodsy. Take care, man. Hey, Tsukare. It's good to see you. I discovered the script module. What's the script module? Alright, what'd you say, Tsukade? 1 second. We're gonna... Let me copy. Is there no dark mode here? Game Final Fantasy? Yes, hi. What, What, Final Fantasy or ski? Daisuki. Can I just katakana? Is this gonna say what I think it says?
Hi. 私はビデオゲーム、ファイナルファンタジーが大好きです。
Yep, 大好き。Yeah, Final Fantasy 6 was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Final Fantasy 6大好き Final Fantasy 1 for the Famicom 大好きYou can see why I'm putting 3 years of Japanese to the work right there. Well, what's 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think it's 9. Actually, 1 second. Final Fantasy 9. Okay, you can't see this one. Here we go. 9, especially. It's a very good one. In fact, let's get a proper light here. Oh, you love me with Final Fantasy 9. In fact, I also love the music. So I have this Distance World CD soundtrack. It's pretty good. I like it a lot. Alright, what'd you say? What'd you say? Sorry guys. Didn't mean to blast you. Alright, what did you say before I continue on work? Yeah, this is okay, we need to do something. Can we fix this? Can you Alright, 1 second, let me just can I turn on dark mode for this, because I hate going blind every time I go to this. There we go. Here we go. You never played them? Here we go.
これらのゲームをプレイしてください。素晴らしいですよ。
Yep, Subarashi. I assure you, they're very good. 9, 5, 9, 6, and 1. Fantastic games. Fantastic games. It's kind of crazy. It's like, what? The NES, Super Nintendo, and then PlayStation era. This guy. Is there like an offset that's going on here? I don't know what's the deal with this. There's like some weird positional incorrectness. Because this quad is not centered correctly at all. And I hate it. It makes me very mad that it's not centered. And you know what? I don't like this unlit. I don't like it. I don't. I'm gonna add like a bloom. I'm gonna add some other component to this. I can make it very much brighter. Or maybe I could just update. Whoops. So this is, yeah, it looks darker in game. But this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna make this be like, we're gonna shift these around. So you are gonna be white. Or modify this. Oh, and it's not indexed. Sprite color mode, indexed. You're now gonna be white. This can be like bright yellow. And then you're gonna be like okay, this should look brighter. Let's see. Oh, Sasha's there. What's going on, Sasha? Nope. Re-import. There we go. Okay, that looks garbage, actually. I'm not gonna lie, this feels more garbage. Let's pause it. Okay, let's actually pause it where I can see it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I'm not liking these colors. Better. It's not helpful that the clouds are pure white. Okay, that's a better though. It looks better. So we have one half of this equation done. Now we just need to do the end cap. And that's going to be simpler, I think. Easier, even. Yeah, but before I do anything, let me save this, because I'm actually very happy with what we got so far. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, good. We're good there. So I'm going to save this. We're going to make a new project. I'm going to delete this. I'm also going to delete like all the stuff we don't need, like the camera and the light. Get that out of here. We're going to add a, and this should be simple. We're going to add a mesh. We can do icosphere. For what I have in mind, I might even be able to get away with just using a cube. So I use an icosphere. Yo! Oh no, I thought I was moving this with WASD. Okay, never mind. Yeah, it's not going to be able to do what I want it to do. So I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to add instead a cube. A nice little cube. And we're we're gonna do this kind of thing. Okay, cool. Very nice. And then I'm just gonna delete half of it. Delete the other half of faces. Very nice. And then what I'm gonna do, you could do Shift Alt and then click, but my Shift and Alt are in like different places, so I have to actually do it the long way. We have to do it the long way. Every time I say the word long way, it just reminds me of, what was it? Phil eats corn dog the long way. Or something. Or no, not. Is it corn or hot? I can't remember. It was just a funny phrase. This feels like too many vertices for what I'm trying to do. Like, this feels dumb. There's a lot of this that just feels dumb to me. Like, this end doesn't have to be rounded. I don't need that complexity. You can't get it. See, this is why I'm not a 3D modeler, man. This does not look good. I don't like this. And can we scale it on the z-axis a little bit further? Okay. Looks like a bowler cap. Okay, can we do this? Yeah, it feels like a way... too many verts for what I'm trying to do. Which feels unnecessary. Also, is it me or is it some side look... Maybe I'm just crazy. Okay. I feel like I can merge some stuff here. There's a button to like select. I can't use a shortcut, so I have to go to the menus. Or if I want to be extra, we can decimate it like this, guys. It's easy. We just merge. Actually, no, we can just do modifiers. What am I talking about? Why use a nice bespoke topology when we can just do this, man? Where is it? Okay, that's more in line with what I wanted. It's a little jank, sure. But hey, that's called character. That's called having character. Hey, this is gonna be way easier to UV, right? I tell you what, this is gonna be super easy to UV. Oh man, you're late. Nah, you're good, Acrylix. It's got wasabi. Perfect. Yeah, Jay Ludi. Perfect. Perfect. It's exactly this is what professionals strive to achieve. You may not like it, but this is what peak topology looks like. Your mark seam. Okay. So far, so good. One day I'll configure my keyboard to be allow for regular, normal, human shortcuts. For now, though, I'm stuck in the manual click and drag land. Okay, mark seam. Very nice. Mark seam. Okay, so this should just like hopefully work. I'm hoping at least. So we're gonna just select everything. And then okay. That looks human. That's actually like I can actually make out what parts are what. That's actually quite nice. Yeah, this is that, and then this is that one, and then this is, oh my, and it's even in order. Okay, almost in order. Almost in order. But yeah, this is actually, wow. It's a UV that makes sense. Alright, let's save this as mesh, laser, and save. Okay. Then we're gonna make an image. Sure, new image. Actually, image, new image. Let's make it like 512 by 5. We don't need all that space. Okay, new image. And then we're going to save this image. Or actually export the UV as UV, laser, and export. Okay. And then we can go into here, open up this UV, which is empty. Fantastic. That's easy to fix. That's not even spilled milk. We're just good. Go back here. Once more. And they've lied to me. They've lied to me. They've lied to me. They've played me for an absolute fool. Oh. I saved as the wrong file. Just kidding, I wasn't played as a fool. I was the fool the entire time. Here we go. Copy. We're gonna put this into a texture at, I don't know, like 128 by 128 almost seems like too much. We'll do 64 by 64. That should totally not cause any issues, right? Right? Are we happy? How happy are we? How cool. I can't make out anything. I can't make out any details. Maybe we still need to do 128 by 128. I don't know. What's going on here? I'm older than you, Sasa. Oh, Prince Wincy, are you back? Or Princey Wincy, you came back? I thought you left a while ago. I just realized you're here. What are you guys talking about? 20 turning 21. I'm 21, 2022 this March. Oh, we got some youngins here. Moving out summer. Let's go. It's a bit soon, but I'm a woman. Okay. Paris, non-Paris, because it's expensive, but like in the suburbs. Wait, I don't... What's the geography? Where are you guys at? Set up sleep, my guy. Thank you. I'm an oldie. Well, what's going on, fellow? I mean, I'm not an oldie. I'm not even a middy. I'm still... I'm still, I guess, technically a youngin. I feel like an oldie, though. But maybe just because I'm surrounded by... Actually, no, I'm not surrounded. But my nieces are just exposing me to all this, like, brainwash stuff, and I feel myself evolving into a curmudgeon more and more. Little by little. No! Actually, it's weird. They're not... It's like... It's like stuff that I used to watch in high school is still kind of relevant. Because my nieces are really... Or at least one of them is into My Hero Academia now. I'm like, wait, what do you... And they're like acting as if I don't know anything. Like, I'm still like I'm out of touch. Like, I would know nothing about it. I was like, girl, I've followed it since the very beginning, since high school. Since I was in high school, alright? I grew up with this. Don't you dare act like I'm... As if you're hip and in it. Child, I was born by this. I was molded by it. You merely adopted it. Oh, man. Yeah, what's going on, Terrell? What's going on? It's early for you, man. What are you doing up at this time? Okay. I'm gonna yoink some stuff. You are gonna be locked because I don't want to change you. I'm using the paint tool. Oh, wrong thing. When Gen Z and Alpha memes at work. Dude, you know what? I'm not even gonna talk about it because there's a meme I want to just. I'm not gonna bring it up. It's already 18. That's insane. Amtap, you're freaking me out a little bit, dude. You're freaking me out a little bit with that information, that knowledge drop. Okay, I'm gonna grab the same thing and now we're gonna wrap it properly. Oh my goodness. I'm stupid. I'm actually stupid. I didn't UV this properly. I UV'd it to avoid deformation, but now it's not aligned, so if I put the textures here, it's not gonna look, oh my god. I mean, I can still fix it now. I haven't done anything significant. Was brutal, so just dipping by to say hi. I appreciate it, man. Well, thanks for popping in, man. I'm sorry to hear that your night shift was brutal, dude, but hopefully you you've made it through and you can just chill now. Recuperate. Follow active quads. Q projection. Is Q projection gonna be better? It looks better. And then we can use UV pack. But it's not gonna respect the. It's not gonna do the thing. It's not gonna keep them grouped the way I want them to, though. That's the problem. That's the issue I have with this. Why is packing islands so slow? I don't remember it being that slow. But yeah, like you see, like it's not respecting the seams I set up. So I don't know what we're gonna do. I could just block out colors. Just call it a day. Just keep it simple. Honestly, I might just do that. Honestly, I was gonna go high effort mode, but you know what? Maybe the high effort was the friends we made along the way. Or maybe I can just use a texture and then move the UVs to where I want them to be instead. Maybe that's the way we go about handling this. Instead of having the UVs determine the texture, I just make the texture and then we apply the UVs, because then I can recycle other textures I have. Yeah, you see, that would be smart. But I don't wanna, I'm tired. We can do this try hard stuff. I just want to have assets that look more gooder. More better. I'm tired of looking at placeholder stuff. I want to have the good things, the finer things in life. Where is my mouse? Where is my mouse? Okay, we're just gonna eyeball it. Just gonna eyeball it. I'm sorry, I was pretty sure that Okay, I'm terrible. This is not going the way I had it envisioned. See, I had a vision for how this was gonna go, and it's not going like this at all. Oh, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. But whatever. I'll mess around with the UVs better another time. And then we can just recycle one texture. Honestly, that's the better way. I should just do a texture atlas and then place UVs where it makes sense. Okay. Let's save this. I'm gonna save as t_laser and .png. We can go back into the game. We can swap this mesh with our new mesh now. We have to re-import. Where is it? There's laser base, but where's laser? Where's my laser? End. What's going on with you? You exist. You're alive. So why is this mesh not being found? Did I not name it correctly in the project? Okay. Okay, do control refresh. Go back here. There we go, laser end. And you're not oriented correctly, but we can fix that with a simple little bop. Squibbity bop. Okay, and then size it appropriately. That's still like way too big, so 0.5 I think is more appropriate. Okay. Is the okay, I think this will be fine. And then we have this other material. We're going to duplicate it. And now we're going to use this. Yeah, it's stupid to have textures have basically the same information or very similar information and not recycle it. And hey, yay! We have the end cap, and then if we press play, let's see how this looks. Let's see how this looks. Hey! Okay, we need to have... This one actually does need to have the back faces rendered. So maybe I'll just disable back face culling on this, and then the positioning for the laser is not right, but and now it's very clear what part is the hover or the rotator and what part is the end. So I can't really complain. This actually looks pretty good. This is actually starting to feel more and more legit. Legit! The 3D models, they actually look 3D and like models. Oh my goodness. Beautiful. Let's save what we have. Pretty. Oh, thank you, Lily Guitar. It's good to see you again. Commit. Added end cap. Okay. This is quite good. I'm actually quite happy. I'm happy. This feels like game. This feels more and more like game. I know what we're talking about. So the other thing we need to do is UI. That's a design thing. Actually, let's take a look at the game a little bit real quick. Let me get rid of the cloud because it's bothering me how it pops in and out. I just want to take a little assessment of just the game as a whole, and then go from there. So where's chunk 2? Material 4 is the clouds. I'm gonna get rid of you. You're gone. Get out of here. What are you doing? I was doing some 3D modeling just to have something that looks better. Before that, we were doing some background texture, so you can see the new backgrounds we have here. Like the solar panel thing, this metal thing we did last stream, and then the innermost like tech city. It's basically New York. No, the clouds still blind. This is even worse. This is even worse. Okay, 1 second. Let me just. I'm sorry for everyone who got flashbanged by that. Is there a transparent option that I can use? I don't know. How do you do this? I can do this. I know how to set the basic color for this, but the color for textures, I don't know. I don't know. So default transparent. probably going to be like just a transparent keyword, but also let me actually default value. I'm not trying to make, like, I know how to make a material transparent. I just want to be able to set the default texture to be transparent. Or you know what? Here's a life hack. This is what we do. This is what we do. A new, like, I don't know, 4x4 thing. Save it. This is stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyways. 2D assets. Transparent.png. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Where is Unity? There we go. Yeah, I'm sorry, friend. Cool. And you're not gonna hurt me, right? You're not gonna hurt me? Cool. Apply. Now you can go back here. Yeah, big cloud. Change the texture, alpha. It would, but I don't want to. So I was thinking about that for a second to maybe make the alpha for color 0. But that means every single time I make a new material instance, I'm gonna have to manually set the color to make sure that the alpha isn't 0, and that sounds annoying. So I'd rather just have a texture and just apply it there. Blue almost feels like a wrong color for this kind of environment, for this kind of techno dystopia kind of looking thing. Like, I almost feel like green or red or something. Also, this is not going to be the first level. This is going to be like one level. I want to make another one that's much more like happy. This is like just a tech one, just for the sake of doing the tech thing, but and the fact that the yellow from the coins and the orange of the this hazards are, I think I need to make them red so it's very clear that these are hazards instead of using orange, because we use orange for a bunch of things here. The blue is a nice contrasting color to the orange. They're complementary colors. Well, I guess purple is complementary color to orange, but this is yellow bluish. They're really close to being complementary colors. So it works pretty well for this. Let's die real quick. Retry. But yeah, this is pretty good so far, man. I'm actually feeling pretty happy with this. Like Deus Ex, oh my goodness, yeah, it's no, we're not gonna do Deus Ex where everything's yellow. We're not gonna go that crazy. It kind of feels like it, that all the elements are orange or yellow, but I love that you can just like escape obstacles by just getting them cold. Like you just move them and they just get cold from existence. Like, oh, you're about to hit me? Oh, good luck doing that when you get cold out of existence. Yeah, I need to expand that a bit more. This feels so much better though, man. Oh, we have to do the back face rendering as well. That's another thing we need to do. Okay. We'll do that. But this is good. I feel quite happy with this. Save and quit Blender. I don't need that, don't need that. Keeping that, don't need that. We have so many extra tabs that we don't need. I think the final thing we need to not final thing, but one of the other major things is figuring out this UI. We talked a bit about it yesterday, about how there's the considerations of where you're looking and how your eyes are likely going to be more on this side of the screen than this side of the screen, and how I want to keep this more open. So I'm thinking, and then I think I've mentioned this before, but I really want the UI to feel like it's an entry from a, how should I say this, like a physical thing. VFD displays this. So this is a video from Posse. Check them out. Great content. I want a UI that feels like, hey, this is just like you have a console embedded into your game's HUD, and it's using like these liquid crystal things to give you a gauge of important information. Like, I think that's gonna be really freaking cool. I think I might do something as simple as just this, even. Like something for the amount of coins collected, something for your health, your break fading. Like maybe red for health and then the white for the break fade. But yeah, I'm gonna have to do I don't like how Unity does text rendering, and to do this I'm gonna have to do some custom stuff. So I think next stream is gonna be some actual programming. Oh no, first of all I need to sketch, I need to define how this is gonna look though, and then go from there. But I think that's exactly how we want to go. Such a cool vibe, right, Lily? Like that's exactly what I'm thinking. It's like I could go the simple route and just do basic flat UI, but I want to make it feel like an actual thing. Like, okay, here's what I'm thinking. Because we can go too far with it, right? There is a way to go too far. There is this game called System Shock. And I mean, there's not the only one. There's a bunch of games from that time where like 80% of the UI, the screen is just UI. So this is System Shock, and you can see like I think roughly like 40% of the view is the actual game, but then you have all this other stuff here. It's kind of cool, but also that's a lot. We don't want to go that far. We don't want to go full System Shock. But I think I want to get some of that flavor here. So maybe what we have is like a dark cutout, and then have it taper off here so you can still see the important stuff of what's coming up close. Either top or bottom, I'm not sure. And then here, like this is gonna be all black, and we can have like your coin count be here. We need to have a symbol, like some kind of display for that. And then we have the segments for HP. I'm thinking. And then something for breaks as well. We need to design some icons though, because icons are going to be super duper important for making it very clear what these things represent. And this is just blocks, but we can actually do them in different ways. Like we can do double lined blocks, or we can do long segments. I don't know. But yeah, going back to here, like even this alone, dude. There's a lot of cool stuff here. The thing is though, is that a lot of the descriptions is not iconography but text explicitly. That I don't want to do. I want it to have like some kind of simple icons that make it very clear what this thing represents. Yeah, something like this. Or we just passed it. You get the idea. Like this should be, the descriptor should be simple, and it should be monochromatic. Something like this for coinage or something. I want to try to keep it geometric as well, but we'll see. It'll be color coded, so this text here will be like yellow, and this will be yellow as well to indicate that that's what it corresponds with. It could be something as simple as this even. As for HP, there's a bit more to finagle there. I think a simple thing is just either, no, we can't because Red Cross would sue me. I forgot, because Red Cross absolutely hates that. Great. Thank you, Red Cross. People can't associate, so we can just use a heart. For HP, that's simple. And then for the brakes, the health of your brakes or how much brake fading you're going through, that is more complicated. I think we can do like a caliper kind of thing. Like cars have, because that's essentially what this is mimicking. Car brake. I don't know how to spell it. Oh, I was close actually. But yeah, like these little rings on there. That'd probably be the icon we use to indicate like, hey, this is how your brakes are doing right now. Simple, but I think that should be effective. I might try to simplify it down beyond, like this is the whole thing, but maybe I could just capture the actual caliper itself. But then there's a question of how abstract can you go before it's just not you can't recognize it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we could try displaying the whole thing, or we can display like half of it. Something like that, though. Add an 86 AE86 in it. Is what squeezes the brakes. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't know enough. Yeah, just like this is even different because like for what we're doing, the game, like we're not even, the braking mechanism isn't even anything to do with this. It's probably gonna be closer to like what, jet? What's the thing that like for like low bypass jets, they have this thing that comes down and blocks the back of it. I think the other jets do that too, though. Mechanism. I forgot what it is. There's like a thing that, like these sheets that come out and then like reverse the flow. Jet engine flow reversal or something. I don't know enough about this stuff, honestly. I know it's a thing. I've seen it. It's like a little, these two sheets that come down, they close themselves behind the jet so the air hits it and then goes out the other, goes in the opposite direction, and then it's used for like stopping. No, it's just looking at the actual whole continuous combustion cycle. Either way, it's a thing. I'm not crazy. They're called flaps. Thank you. I want to see the thing. Ah, this. That's what I'm talking about. So maybe we do like a little. It's not skeuomorphic. It's weird. It's like it's skeuomorphic, but like we're gonna do the thing where we co-opt the icon for something else to instead have it represent a universal idea, like the same way you use the icon of a floppy disk to indicate saving, even though none of the computers or anything are using floppy disks for that anymore. Maybe we co-opt that for the symbol of breaking, because it's like we either do that or we do like what, this, and that seems way more kind of abstract. Like, well, it's just it's just this, like two squares. If we were to, maybe a side profile would be better, but, or I'd make it a point to make it clear in the game that that's what's happening, like have an animation or something every time you reverse, then maybe. But I don't know. That's not flaps. What kind of game you're making? Here's the game. It's a game that makes no sense. And yeah, I'm trying to make it have some kind of semblance of a reality to it. But yeah, this is what the game looks like right now. Oh my goodness, we were almost so good until we got hit. But yeah, you get the idea. So like the idea of like a normal car brake doesn't apply here at all, but that might be just the most identifiable thing to use for representing the idea of brakes in like a HUD. That's what I'm thinking. I think this might be just the way we go. I think that's... So if we can clean this up a little bit more, or at least try to make this clearer. Simple icon like this. And the game has a whole brake fading system as well. So the more you brake, the less you're able to brake effectively. So we have to indicate these two things. How much health your hull has, but then how much brake fade has your machine experienced. And there's also the question of how I want to represent. I'm just using like little bars to indicate it, but as I mentioned earlier, there's like different ways of VFD display the kind of. There's different ways to represent like bar progressions. So that's another thing I have to consider. Do that. Or we can do like repeated segmentations. Or we can do even something cool that's not done, which is like have something like this. Some other seamless pattern. Literally slow written on a pedal would be good too. Yeah. Oh, well, okay, here's another thing. So I mentioned earlier that I want to avoid text, but I didn't consider a pedal either. Like an actual car pedal. Like, what other icons for brakes are there? There's like hand brakes as well. I just want to have something that's very, like, regardless of what language you speak, you can look at this and understand, oh, this is, you understand the function of what this represents. Or at least give, like, some kind of clues to people. But I might have to also include just text. And then have the multi-segment display textures be there. This is gonna be a tricky one because I have to actually put some. I'm gonna have to make either the UI dynamic or have like a set maximum number of coins you can get in any session, which seems kind of lame because I don't want to penalize people for being good. But yeah, this is kind of where I'm at right now with the UI design. And of course, this would be like just all black. It's a small little carve out here. A pickle rocket would be funny. So that's another thing. I need to, because you can swap out your actual body, your hull, your engine, and the brakes. So I need to come up with different designs for like the bodies. That pickle thing sounds funny though. Or like a hot dog machine. Like, that'd be funny if like the trailing is like mustard or ketchup or something. It was really dumb. That'd be like the ultra high price ones, the ultra rare hulls that you can purchase. But I have a lot of things to do today, so I'm going to pop off early. It's all good, man. I appreciate you popping in at all, Acrolox. Thanks for hanging out, man. I really appreciate it. But mini bars, that's what I'm thinking. Or actually, no, what do you mean by mini bars? Because when I said mini bars, I'm thinking like, most people think health bars are just being one contiguous thing. I'm thinking about having a bunch of like small segments aligned, and then like, you know, if you're at half health, something like this. This is a small example, but like it'll be much more lined up than that. I think I'm gonna start designing the fonts for this next stream. I'm gonna make a mock-up of this. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a mock-up for how this would look in game, and then from there I'll decide if we're gonna move forward with implementation, and then I can start writing the custom like text render, and you get the idea. Text render and the shaders for this to make this look good. And then I also might want to do like a screen space shader for CRT effect, but I'll worry about that later. I also want to do some more environments. There's a lot to do. There's only one level, a tech themed level, but I want to do some more levels that have different vibes to them. I'm not sure if I like the water for this stage. I feel like in this tech world, there shouldn't be clear water. You should have oceans not of water, but of motor oil. Like, am I wrong? But doesn't it feel like this should just be motor oil and not blue water? I don't think the people here ever had H2O. Stop lying to us. I know what time it is tomorrow. I know what time it is tomorrow at 4:37. Oh, it's 4:33 right now. Electricity water. Electric water. Electrified water. Okay, that's kind of a cool idea, actually. Just make it look like, oh, it could be like static, like just this, instead of water, it's like electricity emanating from there. That'd be kind of cool, actually. Oh my goodness. And then we have to implement some more enemies too. That's another thing. So much to do, dude. So much to do, but it's exciting. Where is the electricity arcing? Everywhere, dude. It's arcing from everywhere. Yeah, it would be like a... we died. I don't know. I'm gonna have to figure it out. I might just play around and see what happens. And we still need to make the this level, the garage and the customization and stuff like that. We have to get back to work on that as well. Gosh, man, there's so much to do. Man. It's exciting though. This game is actually coming together very, very well. I'm actually very, very happy with how we're doing here, man. One second. Let me do something. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I've appreciated your time. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We got a lot done today. I was actually very, very happy. But yeah, as always, we have a Discord if you want to join and ask questions about tech, art, or whatever and whatnot. Yeah, the game's coming together, man. Hopefully you enjoyed. And as always, guys, God bless. And until next time, stay cozy. Ta-ta.
you.